else did I want to do with this time slot? There are a few pieces of news. See, there was a young man outside the window. This is what I went outside to see. And he had his phone with the picture, you can take video with your phone. So he wanted me to see it, and it looked to me like he was showing me there was a launch yesterday from the Cape. Mm-hmm. We mentioned it real briefly, but we didn't really talk about it.
Yeah.
So he said they were going into another dimension, which I don't know. I don't know.
I know. We just know our own dimension.
All right. Did you see the sheep? Did you see the sheep that hadn't had a haircut in 5 years?
No, I am not.
A champion sheep shearer set a record after clipping a sheep that had a massive amount of fleece on it. Chris is the name of the sheep. Chris the sheep was found outside of Canberra, Australia this week, struggling with almost 90 pounds of fleece.
Oh.
Ian Elkins volunteered to shear the animal, reportedly setting a new record in the process. The 88 pounds of fleece trimmed from Chris easily beat the 60 pounds that was shorn, right, from a New Zealand sheep named Shrek.
Oh my gosh.
This sheep had, it is kind of a humorous picture. And do you know what it told me? This is what it told me. It told me that sheep are meant to be sheared.
Yeah.
And so in other words, God put sheep on this planet for the very purpose of us having that wool for clothing. Mm-hmm. That is their main purpose, is to give, because otherwise, why would they grow such an immense amount of hair and be walking around looking like big, gigantic cotton balls?
Yeah.
If you look at the picture of the sheep before it was sheared, it had the look of a gigantic dirty, because it looked dirty, but a gigantic dirty cotton ball.
Oh, that poor sheep.
Exactly. So the sheep it's not meant to be having that, which means we're meant to be cutting the hair, which means that before we invented scissors, these poor things were
exactly.
This must have been some crazy looking animal.
I know. It wasn't just.
Well, this one had 5 years worth of growth. I don't know how they figured this out.
Yeah,
but I mean, if a sheep lives to be 10 years old, they must have been holy roly polies. I mean,
exactly.
Gigantic.
Or maybe when they fell down, they couldn't get up.
Yeah, they probably had rolling down the hill games. So the old cavemen probably used to say, "Hey, want to roll a sheep down the hill? I got nothing else to do."
Exactly.
They probably didn't. I mean, it would have been very hard, I would think, for a wolf to kill a sheep.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the protective thing, right?
Right.
How do you kill? How do you bite through that? I mean, it's a big, gigantic layer of puff.
Yeah, exactly. And it's coarse, and it's got little seeds in it.
Let's see. Beijing, Chinese President Xi Jinping used a military parade, one of the biggest in his country's history, as a backdrop to make an unexpected announcement. This morning, Xi pledged to trim 300,000 troops from China's 2.3 million strong army. That sounds like a big cut, but a political professor from Hong Kong says that it's actually not that significant because China's military budget will continue to rise at a pretty decent clip, so it was an easy gesture for him to make 300,000 out of 2.3 million.
I wish ours would rise. We keep our military.
I got news of my own. The cow that we hit died.
That was sad.
I had a call from the highway patrol because I never did get the name of the gentleman who owns the cow.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, we hit a cow Saturday night.
But he didn't die.
But he didn't die that night, no. And in fact, I think what happened was they called a veterinarian, it sounds like, and the veterinarian said there's not a whole lot you can do, so they put it down, which is what they say when they probably shot it, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
but he did say they waited for us to leave before they did that. So we just didn't know. I won't be eating hamburger for a while.
No.
Well, maybe tomorrow. The horrors of the migrant crisis currently sweeping Europe was summed up yesterday with one photograph. Did you see this very sad photograph?
I just have heard the audio.
A little tiny toddler, a little boy, facing down on the beach in Turkey. He was dressed, had cute little shoes on, and he's no longer alive. The boy was one of 12 people who drowned and washed ashore yesterday. The boy and his family were Syrian Kurds trying to reach family in Canada. Elsewhere, Italy, Germany, and France, seeking a united response to the crisis, presented the European Union with a joint document calling for a revision of asylum rules and a fairer distribution of refugees. Batches of refugees arrive in Munich almost daily, and in Budapest, Hungary, migrants have swamped the city waiting to board trains to Western Europe. So it's going on in the world.
I know. It's just the bad guys seem to be taking over and running out the good people.
Wow, that's a powerful statement. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, Larry. This is Jim George.
Hey, Jim.
Is that your car parked in front of Matt Gibbs' place?
It probably is.
Yeah.
Man, you didn't just hit that cow.
Yeah.
That your whole front of your car is like caved in.
I know. The cow came up on my hood. And the next morning when we went to look at it, you could see the hairs of the cow like 5 inches from the windshield, which means we missed it by that much. We almost...
Yeah.
What did you do? He just jumped out in front of you when you weren't looking, or what?
Oh, no, we were looking.
I was driving. I was looking. It was nighttime. It was raining.
Quarter after
It was
11.
standing right in front of the car.
Yeah, it was right there.
I suppose it just walked into my path, and there it goes.
Wow. That must have been a big one. That's all I can say, because your car looks like it needs to be replaced. It needs to be put down. Your car needs to be put down.
Yes, I know. Well, Matt has told me that already. It's
Man. Okay, I just saw it the other morning, early, because I was at work at 4 this morning, and I saw it, and I said, man, that car is in bad shape.
I used
I
to.
just wanted to let
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that.
you're welcome.
Hope you're doing good. I used to drive a Chevrolet Celebrity.
Yes.
This car is more of a celebrity than that Chevrolet ever was.
Yes, exactly. And this car got you from point A to point B.
If you want to,
have it.
apparently, if you want to see my car, it is still on display over at Sunrise Automotive. It's in the front. It's a gold Suzuki.
Yeah.
I'm not going to own it much anymore because I found out that I'm going to have to sell it for $200 to the junk man.
And then they're going to squish it.
Then they're going to squish it. No, they'll take out the good stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of good stuff on it still.
Well, there's a brand new radiator in there that's only 2
Just a
weeks
brand new
old.
radiator. It's a brand new water pump.
Exactly.
We do have Joe Biden to talk about. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh.
Hey, maybe you might consider putting a cow catcher on the new car.
I did consider that.
Because, like the old trains had, you just knock the car right out of the way and you keep on going. So
Yeah.
I've had a lot of friends and family that have gotten hitting deer up in Wisconsin, which is kind of a common occurrence up there, especially during the fall season when they're moving around.
Wow, that's scary stuff.
You can get hurt even hitting the deer, and they do a lot of damage too. But I can imagine what a cow can do with a car. Oh my God, that must have been terrible.
Yeah. Well, actually, when we looked it up to see, how often this kind of thing happens, I didn't find any statistics about cows, but I found New Jersey,
Jersey cow.
33,000 deer per year are hit by cars and trucks on New Jersey highways.
Isn't that
That's
something?
one state. 33,000 per year in one state.
That is
Yeah.
really horrendous.
Hey, maybe you guys might be in the Guinness Book now
For what?
for hitting a cow.
The first one. We set precedents.
I don't know.
I mean, our own Ocala radio station people are the first people to hit a cow. All right. Anyways, congratulations on making it through.
Oh, thank you. It was nothing. Thank you.
You didn't get a glass of milk out of it, I bet, huh?
No.
No burgers or fries either.
Okay. Take care.
But today I am feeling more better.
Ooh.
Something. That was a joke. I'm sorry.
I heard it.
Couldn't think of a good joke there. All right. What else is in the news? We'll do Joe Biden on the other side of the break.
Okay.
So some of the other news stories.
Mm-hmm.
There's a what do you call it? A scam going on in Ocala.
Mm-hmm.
People are getting phone calls saying that they missed jury duty. Now they have to pay a fine. And the person, of course, on the phone says, I don't remember getting a jury duty notice. Yeah, well, then you missed it, so you're going to have to pay a fine. So they give them information about paying it right now, right here on the phone with your credit card.
Oh, gee.
It's not real. Do not pay it. Don't even pay it. Just hang up on it. the sheriff's office would like to hear from you if you do get that. So the phone number for the clerk of the courts, and they don't even call you for jury duty.
No.
The number is 671-5581. I would call the sheriff's office if I got a call like that, but that's up to you guys.
Yeah, I heard your news this morning about that. I thought, oh my gosh.
Now, we talk about a cow that got loose and ended up ruining my car.
Yeah.
There is a cobra snake that went loose, an 8 feet long king cobra snake in West Orange County.
Oh.
Now, this is much worse than a cow simply because this is a very venomous snake. It's 8 feet long. It'll kill pets. It'll kill children. It is in an area near 2 elementary schools.
Oh my gosh. How do you find that kind of a snake?
It's a green and yellow snake. I wouldn't advise anybody going looking for it. But
no.
All right, we have to take a break. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, a mix of clouds and sunshine, along with an afternoon thunderstorm or two, the high 90 to 94. And partly cloudy tonight, though 73 to 77. Partly sunny tomorrow with a couple of showers and thunderstorms around, mainly in the afternoon and evening. The high tomorrow 88 to 92. On Saturday, mostly cloudy with a thunderstorm likely. The high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee custom satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
We have more commercials to play, but real quickly, I have to slip in something that I forgot to tell you. We have 2 more tickets to Mary Poppins. So if you would like them, we really want you to go. And I guess I'll just take the first caller. So we'll take the first caller during the break. The number is 622-9622. 2 tickets to Mary Poppins at the Ocala Civic Theater. You pick the day. You pick the time. The show runs all the way through the beginning of October. It starts today.
Yep. And
the tickets are worth $50. So it's $25 a ticket. So the tickets are worth $25 a piece, so a total of $50. If you want 2 tickets to Mary Poppins, 622-9622. We'll be right back.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They could create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
We're saving thousands with Robert Palmer.
So rule number 1 is always shop around. Always shop around. If you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to get the best credit card, if you're looking at student loans, cell phone bills, you name it, rule number 1 is always shop around. Always shop around.
That's rule number 1, just one more vital part of fighting back to stop being a financial zombie. Yes, you can take the mystery out of the complicated world of finances. Take charge when it comes to your money. Listen in on The Source, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, Saturdays at 12:05.
right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you all for calling in. I promise we have more tickets. We don't have any more right now, but I'm sure we have them, but we're not authorized to give any more away right now. However, we'll be doing this. Are we doing this on Fun with Joe?
Yes, we are.
So later on Fun with Joe, which is the show we do at 11:40 or so with Joe Martone, there will be 2 more tickets to that. Plus, we've got tickets to the rodeo, which is tomorrow. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is the time of year where we start to get a lot of good stuff that we give away. All right, I promise you we were talking about Joe Biden. Now, I like Joe Biden, you know? I don't know that I would vote for him, but I kind of like him. Anyway, he's our vice president, and he came to Florida to lend a hand to Senate Democrats and administration's education agenda yesterday on a trip watched for any hint that where onlookers watch for any hint that he'll be seeking the presidency. He may have dropped a hint at the Miami-Dade College, telling a crowd, quote, "People who aren't willing to risk failing never succeed." So whether that was advice or just a hint that he might run for the presidency is anybody's guess. The remark, at least on its surface, was about the courage it takes for students to go back to community college after being out for years. Joe Biden also attended a fundraiser for Senate Democrats, mingling with the types of donors he would need in order to challenge Hillary Rodham Clinton for the Democratic presidential nomination, although he's kicked off a series of events in the next week allowing him to defend President Barack Obama's record. The one thing that I always think, and many of you have said the same thing with any candidate, is that it is so expensive to run, and even see somebody like Joe Biden, you would think, well, this guy is, he must have a few dollars or a few connections or something like that. But when you have somebody like a billionaire who's out there running, now I don't think that all of this news we hear about Donald Trump is being paid for. I think people are jumping on it and giving him free press just because he's a celebrity.
Exactly.
That's what I think. Now I could be wrong. This could be a very calculated campaign on his part. He might be paying for a lot of these news announcements, but I don't know. I don't know.
Hillary Clinton, she's got gazillions of dollars. People
not as much as
all over the world have been giving her money through that foundation.
Not as much as Donald.
She's got a lot.
No,
not as much as the Donald, because he's got his own cash. She's got other people's.
Anyway, but I mean, if you pull it away from the presidential campaigns and just look at the local campaigns, and you ask yourself, now, in order to run, even for city council, you have to have a few dollars behind. You have to have those signs printed up so people know what your name is when they go to the polls. And
right.
And my thinking is, if you really, really wanted to run, now you couldn't do this if you were running for the presidency. It's too big of a country. But if you were trying to run for a city office or maybe a county office, and you had no money at all, and we know there's a few candidates who fit that description right now.
Yeah.
The one thing that we have today that is unique to human history, humanity, whatever, is the internet, is Facebook, is Twitter, is email. And that's cold. That's not warm. And I would prefer warm. Warm would be calling up the ladies' club or the golf country club or the churches or the synagogues and saying, hey, I'm running for office. Could we have a little get together, and maybe the people, the congregation, could come to have coffee or something? You wouldn't want to do it in the course of the religious services. No. But most of them have these little halls. You could ask a civic group, or the Republican club, the Democratic club. Can you
Rotary
invite?
Club.
Yeah. So there is a way on a local level to campaign without a whole lot of money.
Right.
And most of the media. It's a touchy subject with the media. Newspapers are not governed by the FCC, but we are, and our rules are pretty strict when it comes to political announcements. But
yeah, but we always do offer each candidate 10 minutes for free. So even if you don't have money, you can come on.
Right.
For 10 minutes for the first time 10 minutes for free and state your platform.
Plus, you can buy ads.
Exactly.
But I mean, if you have absolutely no money and you're trying to run for office, and I know there's been a few. You know who comes to mind is, and I love this lady, Angie Boynton, from the school board.
Yeah.
I mean, she really, really had her heart in the right place. She really, really wanted to do what was right for the children. whether you agreed with her way of doing it or not, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the passion she had for doing something she felt was right. And she came to us years ago when we were at WTMC, and we were talking about this very subject right here, that there's not a whole lot you can do if you don't have any money, but she was determined, and look at her now. She's on the school board, which is kind of cool.
Exactly.
All right, so getting back to Joe Biden, I'm sorry, I went on a big old detour there, didn't I? At Miami-Dade College yesterday, Joe Biden said he and the president had sought to address the economic disparities between the wealthy and the poor, and that the nation was on the verge of an economic renaissance. He spoke about the Obama administration's plan to provide 2 years of free community college to students as a building block for future generations. Well, we can debate that. I don't know that I agree with that.
No.
I mean, it sounds nice on the surface, but...
Somebody's got to pay for it.
Noting the large press corps following him, Biden joked, "Their interest in community college has impressed me greatly." At one point during his speech, what appeared to be a butterfly soared overhead, prompting the vice president to say, "The butterfly agrees with me." He later brushed off reporters' questions on whether he would run. Oh, interesting. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. I hate to be a doomsdayer, but I don't think we actually have a presidential election anymore. We actually have a presidential auction. Because of all the, if you look and follow the rabbit holes, all these political action committees and these big major corporations, the politicians that they have on their payroll, or they used to be senators, now they're this, they're part of the boards and this and that. So I don't even think the people have much of a say anymore. It's these companies. I mean, we don't even own the Federal Reserve Bank, and they've got to be the ones, because, you know, the government borrows money from them at interest that we have to pay in income taxes. So I wish we did have a democratic society, but I really don't think we have that. And they want us to believe we do, but I don't think we 100% up in that type of election have the power that we think we have.
I hope you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. I've heard that before.
I wish I was wrong.
Yeah. I've heard that.
Have a good day.
Thank you. It's an insightful thing, and I've heard that before, and I hope it's wrong. When I hear that and I contemplate it, and I think, you know, there's a lot of truth. There's a lot of evidence that it could be true. But then you have to ask yourself, then why do they try so hard to get our vote? Why do they spend so much money to get our vote?
Yeah.
If our votes don't count, why do they spend so much money? And again, it's hard to say with the presidents. It's hard to say. But I'm pretty confident that the vote is what gets people in office on the local levels.
Oh yeah, yeah.
At least city and county. I don't know even about state, but it gets to be such a large amount of money. I mean, so large.
It does.
You know,
It's huge.
and if you really truly want to help the nation, whether you've got good ideas or whether you can articulate well, you know, good ideas go a long way if you've got the muscle to implement them.
Yeah.
And the inability to articulate does not necessarily mean you won't be a good leader. However, we have come to the point where we expect a good leader to also be a good articulator, which is why probably, this is my own thinking, and I'm sure I'm not alone on this, Ronald Reagan was such a great leader because he had this talent, probably from his acting years, to be able to articulate. I don't think Donald Trump has an interesting way of articulating.
He does. He tells
But
it like
he does. He does say what he wants to say, and you understand it. So what's better about articulating than simply saying something and having it understood? I like him also, but I don't agree with some of the things he has said.
Well, we can't agree with everything everybody says.
By the way, speaking of him, real quickly, there was a story this morning that he said to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Ooh, Lou Alcindor,
Who-
before he changed his name.
We have had him on the show.
Yes, we
For
have.
something. He was promoting something.
Yes, we have.
But he said to Kareem, he said, "You don't have a clue."
Ooh, so Kareem must have said something.
After one of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time greats made his displeasure with Donald Trump's presidential campaign known, Trump didn't hesitate in returning the message to the former Milwaukee Bucks and Los Angeles Lakers legend. The businessman told the Hall of Famer he doesn't have a clue what has to be done to make this country great again. unquote.
So Kareem had an opinion.
Yesterday, a piece in the Washington Post that was written by Abdul Jabbar was clear in its criticisms of Trump, accusing him of attacking journalists' First Amendment rights, probably stemming from when he kicked the guy from Univision out of his press conference.
Right.
Trump responded by posting an image of his article to his Facebook page and then saying, now I know why the press always treated you so badly. They couldn't stand you. The fact is that you don't have a clue about life and what has to be done to make America great again. Best wishes, Donald Trump.
Yeah, but see, Donald's great because he has people in the know in different capacities, and he utilizes their expertise.
And then Kareem wrote, this note from Donald Trump in response to my editorial is the best, though inelegant, support for my claims. Here again, he attacks a journalist who disagrees with him, not by disputing the points made, but by hurling schoolyard insults, such as nobody likes you.
We'll have to read.
This is why he's getting so much press. It is entertaining. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Source, WOCA Ocala. Galen Unol next from Atlanta at DragonCon.
Paddock Mall Studios. This is WOCA Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. The Source.
News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. We're learning that one Marine has died, killed when his helicopter made a hard landing at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. Several others
during a training session around 9 o'clock. That happened last night. No word yet on their conditions. The name of the fallen Marine has not yet been released, and it's not clear what caused the crash.
Fox's Brian Kilmeade. A 2-day-long standoff at the Hungarian border over for now for hundreds.